Welcome agents to this Ingress video where we're going to have a look at the new Plus Theta medal. And as you can see on the screen then we've got new daily bounties which then give us Plus Theta points towards the anomaly medal, and then at the same time if we skim to the left we have the campaign anomaly bounties as well, which gives us a lot more points towards the Plus Theta anomaly medal. And on top of that, we've also got a new mechanic to the game, which is the more Plus Theta tokens you get, then the more rewards you can receive. And some of those rewards are pretty good. You've got viruses, you've got kinetic capsules, you've got apexes, and then if you manage to get something ridiculous, 14,400 Plus Theta tokens, then you can also get lots and lots of Aegis shields as well. So where did that come from? Well, that is very, very similar to the events page on Pokemon Go, which is, again, one of those very heavily monetized games. And you can see here you've got like the basic on the left, the deluxe on the right, and the more of these points you get towards those, then the more you get in terms of the rewards. And if you put money into it you get better rewards. Then obviously you can also see in Pokemon in the shop there are lots and lots of tickets. There are 4 currently, and it's just heavily monetized. So am I a fan of that new addition? Probably not, but at the same time if you've got lots of CMU kicking around because you're a core subscriber, then why not? You can actually add to your gameplay, and you can also get lots more when it comes to different objects and items within the game. Anyway, let's get the new Plus Theta medal started then. So you can see that I'm just having a wander around in my local area, and I'm doing something curious. I am glyph hacking because you need to glyph hack, but at the same time I'm also only glyph hacking when I've partly deployed, just so it gets to around about a level 3 portal, and then it'll give me lots more resonators, because at the moment I'm kind of running short, although I do have lots and lots of kinetic capsules full of level 4s and level 6s just for this kind of purpose. So if you didn't catch it earlier then, I scrolled through all the different tasks that you needed to do when you were completing this Plus Theta campaign. The first one was recharge 100,000 XM, the second was capture 50 portals, the third was deploy 200 resonators, and then the fourth was upgrade 100 resonators. The fifth was use 10 beacons. Things like beacons and fireworks would work for that one. The sixth was to upload 2 scans, and the seventh and final one was to hack 80 portal keys. So I think the obvious questions and tips for those ones are, when it comes to the beacons, it's really easy to walk them. So 8 kilometers will get you 3 beacons, and it'll just cost you 8 weapons of any different level, whatever you've got at the bottom of your pile. And the other question was the upgrade 100 resonators, and does it work on your own resonators? Initially we were kind of led to believe that it wouldn't, but actually it does work, and you can deploy over your own resonators, and you can certainly get the points for that as well. Which, if you're watching all of my gameplay at the moment and you're having a look at it, you can see that I definitely didn't know that whilst I started this video, and I was definitely looking around and thinking, okay, where are the green portals that I haven't captured or I haven't deployed on? And I was looking for portals where I can actually go and deploy over somebody else's resonators. So I didn't know that at the time, but I soon found out afterwards, which was a little bit too late, but never mind, it still worked out in the end anyway. So ideally then it means that you're looking for a very great area, or a very good area with lots of portals to smash and then actually deploy on yourself. A couple of things to know then when it comes to this Plus Theta campaign is that when it comes to running through the different levels of this campaign, you can't do them all on the same day. So once I completed my first run through the campaign today, then it was a case of clicking on claim the bounties, claim the points, and then it stops and it waits until the next day before you can actually move on. The second thing then that you probably need to know as well is that when it comes to those totals, all the different things that you need to do, then they increase. So when it comes to the recharge, it's not 100,000 XM recharged anymore, it's actually 150 XM for the second run through. This increases with all the different values. So when it comes to capture, instead of 50, it is 75 portals. When it comes to deploy, instead of 200 resonators, you now need to deploy 300 resonators. And the upgrade, instead of being 100 resonators, it's 150. And when it comes to the beacons, which I think are, for a lot of people, the one where they don't have enough and they're going to need to walk and walk and walk lots of them, it's going to be 15 for the second level. For scans, it's going to be 3. And then when it comes to hacking portal keys, instead of 80, it's going to need to be 120 for the second level. As you can probably appreciate then, when it comes to the 3rd and 4th levels of this campaign, it's only going to get more difficult, or those values are only going to get bigger and bigger. So when it comes to the 1st level, it may seem like it's pretty easy, but by the time you've done it for the 4th time and actually those numbers have just gone up and up and up, it is actually quite a lot of things to do, and it's going to take quite a bit of time to complete this. Having said that though, the time frame for the Plus Theta campaign is actually pretty generous, so it's not like they're saying you have to have this all done in a week. Instead, you've got closer to a month to be able to go through all those 4 different levels, so that's actually pretty adequate, and you're going to get plenty of time. So even if you're missing a week because you're away somewhere or you've got lots and lots of work on, it means that actually the time frame allows you to actually catch up when it comes to the future weeks in this anomaly campaign. You might want to plan it out though, so when it comes to the first run through, if you've only got one town or city available to you and you're near vicinity, then you might want to only use so many of those grey portals to actually get through the first part of the Plus Theta campaign, and then the next day you can come back and you can do the second part. So you're rationing your portals and allowing yourself to complete it as quick as possible, but then obviously you can also bear in mind that there is a long time available for this one, and there's plenty of time for those portals to decay so that you can actually start again the next time through. Personally though, I'm not in a great big rush to actually get through all of the layers of this campaign, so obviously I'm out on the first morning here in this video and I'm getting through the first one so I can actually record and show you what this Plus Theta campaign is all about. But when it comes to the 2nd, 3rd and 4th different waves of this Plus Theta bounty series, I'm not going to rush through them. I think they'll just happen through my normal gameplay for the most part, and then I can make a concerted effort if I'm lacking in any of those different bounties, and that'll be fine for me. The thing that I am pressing for at the moment is the OPR medal, which is currently live at the moment, and if you do 500 reviews during the course of the event period, then you can get a tick towards the OPR Live medal. So that's more pressing in this week, and that's what I've been building towards. But at the same time, I'm also working on that Recon medal, which has been taking me years. So because it's so quick at the moment to get through lots and lots of reviews, then I'm going to work on that one instead for the first week, and I'll make sure that I get my bounties done. It's a bit of a tall ask because a week ago I was still over 2,000 recon points away, but I think that it's absolutely possible. I've got a little bit of time off at the moment, and I'm going to try and work my way through Onyx Recon medal, and then once I'm done with that, then I can concentrate a little bit more when it comes to the daily bounties and getting through the Plus Theta campaign, and trying my best to get that bronze medal, and if not that silver medal when it comes to this one. I'll have to see if I can actually get to one of the events. Hopefully I can, but I'm not really sure about my movements and how practical it is to get to one of those anomalies or one of the shard skirmishes at the moment, so we'll see. I might just end up with the silver. And then speaking of the tiered anomaly medal, you'll have to let me know in the comments what you feel about this one. I know it's a little bit controversial and some people are a little bit down on it. I certainly don't really like this one. I prefer the older model where you've got a campaign medal, which is separate towards the anomaly medal. This one also kind of devalues the whole point of recharge rooms. I know a lot of people went to recharge rooms, and specifically because they couldn't actually make it to the actual site of the anomalies and were rewarded with the anomaly medal. And now recharge rooms do have a purpose, yeah, in that they help the people on the ground in the anomalies, but they don't actually get any kind of accreditization towards the anomaly or the event, and so I think a lot of people will be less inclined to actually attend them. And then the other thing to suggest is that you can also get the anomaly medal without actually participating at all in the anomaly. It just seems like it's a campaign medal that a lot of people are going to get and they'll be quite satisfied with without actually attending an event or actually being part of their anomaly community. So what do you think about that as well? Is it one of those things that you're happy because you don't have to socialize with people with? Or is it one of those things where you think actually it should be one of those things restricted to people that do attend the anomaly or do participate in the anomaly in one way or another? As I say, I think that I prefer having the campaign medal separate to the anomaly medal. Not only do you get one more medal, which is always a good thing and something else to work towards, but it definitely gives credit to the people that have attended the anomaly, or they've made some kind of effort to be a part of that anomaly themselves. It also seems a little bit to me like Niantic have learnt a lot from Pokemon Go and how to monetize things, and they're kind of heading that way when it comes to Ingress and really not necessarily listening to their player base as much. So what do you think when it comes to that? Is it a case that Niantic aren't listening to its player base, or that they didn't communicate with its player base before they implemented this new change and it's not necessarily a change for the good of Ingress and its future? What do you think? I'll leave the narration there for the time being then, and I'll pick it up towards the end. You can see just how far I get when it comes to the first day and the first layer of this plus Theta campaign medal that we've got going on at the moment. Thanks for listening. And this is the final portal where I'm going to get all my upgrades done. And it means that I'm going to have one last task to do when it comes to these bounties, and that one then is going to be the scan, to upload 2 portal scans for 100 points, and I'll be doing that very shortly. And the portal we're going to do is the polar harpoon gun. It's right there. Look, I'm actually in place. I'm definitely not a spoofer. You can see it right there, but no way. I don't do any scanning anymore. After unlocking the Onyx medal for the Scout controller, I refuse to do any more. It's just too much information that I'm sending to Niantic, and I just resent the whole thing. So no, I can deal without that one, and I'm just going to live without those campaign points. But let's have a look how many we've got. So you can see there we've got 960 tokens, just shy of 1,000. To get to the first tier of the medal, we're going to need 2,000, then 4,000 for the silver tier, and 6,000 for the gold tier. Maybe one day we'll get there, and maybe we'll end up going to one of those events. But in the meantime, stick around because I've got some bonus footage of the actual medal and a friend who's completing it. As you can see right here, we'll see the medal very, very shortly. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Thanks for watching. See you next time.